Hey guys, it's Hayres, and before we get into the video, I'd just like to say like and subscribe. I know like every YouTuber says that, but I really want to get to 400 subscribers, so yeah, enjoy the video. Come gather round, hear, sailors, my tale. What awful fate did I meet at the gale? A fine ship I owned, though crewless it lay, at anchor alone at the tip of the quay. When a merchant did offer for me to make trade, he told me this, I'd be handsomely paid. The cargo was plain, some boxes and crates, each stamped with a name and a delivery date. And the merchant kept silent on what was inside, and never I asked him, perhaps out of pride. He told me to sail tomorrow at morn. He ordered me haste, and of penalties warned. So I set out to town, and sought me a crew. From there one by one did I gather a few. I found me a host, some 18 at most, now followed my orders and tended each post. And with confidence vast, I barked, anchors away, and soon my dear ship journeyed out from the bay. Sailed for a while, and thunder I heard. That moment a warring inside of me stirred. For a storm was approaching, and said I, so what? Will hold through this weather, I'll follow my gut. The clouds darker grew, and worried the crew. The first mate then muttered, this might go askew. Superstition, I scorned him, and onwards we pressed. The wind growing stronger, against it we rest. I thought we'd escape, but things took for worse. Recall I this moment, and still myself curse. We were now in the claws of a cold, heartless gale. Our mast and the mainsail it quickly assailed. The sea rocked our ship, the tide knocked our course, the wind ripped our sails without any remorse. And when forced to make landing, we sat on the shore. We hoped to find shelter, but found nothing more. 4 chitinous beasts, 4 terrors unleashed, their web-ridden lair filled with bodies deceased. As we scrambled away from their skittering forms, a few of us stumbled and fell to their swarm. And lived they were no more. They never will oar, nor tread on a ship from the aft to the fore. Their fates quickly sealed, by the spiders consumed. We mourned for a moment, our plight then resumed. We followed the coast, a shambling host of raggedy sailors, some 14 at most, when we heard a grim gurgle that came from the rear. A mudskipper's gale gave us plenty to fear. 2 men lost their ground and slipped on the stones. They fell to the water with naught but a groan, and they were too soon gurgling. The sea filled their lungs. We slew the damned creature, and onward we sprung. Soon, over a hill, we stumbled across a cavernous respite much covered in moss. As we thought we found shelter, a thunderous smite did strike the ground brightly and offered some light. We settled inside, and briefly did rest, but fear gripped us quickly again in our chests. For we felt the cave stir, and a few boulders shake. A beast in the cavern was coming awake. A terrible thing, enormous in size, a snub shark-like head slowly opened its eyes. As it rose to its legs in a thunderous roar, some crew folk it snagged, and to pieces them tore. Its jaws opened wide, and razor-sharp teeth did flash in the storm to the sailors beneath. In a ravenous hunger its maws claimed a few, for numerous others its claws would soon hew. I stumbled away and fled through the rain, still clutching my wounds and ignoring the pain. When I stopped for a moment to look at my crew, I saw no one behind me, not even a few. Alone I was left, my sides almost cleft. But wait, what is this? I've committed a theft. When I fled from the monster, a stone I had snatched. But no, it's an egg, warm, and yet still unhatched. I made for the ship, there's rowboats unnamed. The beast now comes after for what I have claimed. As I lowered the rowboat and started to oar, the beast cried ashore in a bellowing roar. A sorrow I felt, my comrades are gone. My ship lays abandoned from dusk until dawn. But I rode through the storm and I wrestled the sea. And when came the morning, a port did I see. I made for the docks and fell on the quay. Exhausted and starving, unconscious I lay. When I came to my senses, I lay in a bed. A merchant had nursed me to life from the dead. What happened, he asked. I told him my tale. What terrible fate did we meet in the gale? Then he looked at the egg, said, To you I would pay a marvelous sum if you sold it today. I thanked for his aid, his offer I took. He handed the egg, in our hands they were shook. When I made my way home, at my door was a chest, a lifetime of wealth that allowed me to rest. Now sail I no more, I never will oar, or serve on a ship from the aft to the fore. And I weep for my comrades, their fates are my fault. I weep for them still, my tears bitter as salt.